having been in the audience while you do your thing, and at one point I didn't know who the hell you were, and I saw you do a set, and I'm like, everybody in here is laughing about death. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Medium Podcast. It's your host, Melissa Nami.
And it's me, Connor.
And for today's guest, we've got comedian and mortician, Juan CS.
Hey, everybody. Hello. Juan CS here.
Welcome to the podcast, Juan.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me on. I'm super excited for this. Very professional.
I'm excited to have you here, dude.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Amongst the comedy scene that we're involved in, you're definitely one of the guys I find most interesting because of the dichotomy of comedy and your day job.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm grateful for that. You know, like I know it's something pretty, not everyone has this. So I lean on it's my crutch. I lean on it heavy, We'll start off. You are a comedian. That's how I met you. We met at an open mic, and I remember. Do you remember the first thing I ever said to you? I don't.
No. See, It's funny because I was very new at comedy, so it sticks in my head. But I went up right after you, and you had mentioned you're a mortician. You went through a couple of bits about it.
Yeah.
And I remember I asked you, because I work in construction, I asked you what you guys do when your AC breaks down, and if you leave the HVAC guys alone where the bodies are.
It's funny, we just had that, and we do. I mean, we leave them. It's like, all right, you guys are good back here, right? All right, I got other stuff to do.
Dude, that is not funny when it's 100 degrees outside, right?
Oh, it's bad, yeah. Especially in situations like when it's been really hot lately, so we have to make sure that those coolers are like maximum efficiency all the time. Otherwise, you get into like a stinky problem.
How quick does it start to stink?
Depending on who we have, if they're all fresh, then it's like take about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
But if you got one that had been down for a while already, then immediately it just the whole place. We'll have one coming in soon where it's gonna be like, oh god, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
When you say one coming in soon, they deceased a while, they were deceased a while ago.
The story is a person at this, just disclaimer with everything, allegedly, but was found in a local lake, and I guess he had drowned and came up almost 2 months later. They just found the person. So now we're like, oh no.
And you have to deal with that?
I'm gonna have to deal with that, yeah.
What the
Have we explained what he does yet?
I said mortician,
Oh, did you? I don't know. Oh, okay. I was like, this is getting really confusing.
I'm a baker. Anyways, back to this body.
Okay. We can take a more formal route about this. I mean, everybody goes to high school.
Yeah.
Right. Here we are. Juan graduated high school.
Actually, I don't know. You never know. It's Inland Empire.
You're right.
Not everyone.
You're right.
I don't know if you heard of Murder Valley, but
Murder Valley, dude.
Hey, baby.
Get crazy up in here.
Yeah.
You graduate high school. Did you immediately know you wanted to be a mortician?
I didn't. To both of those questions. I got my GED and
that's high school.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I always call it, the good enough diploma. But yeah. And then almost afterwards, I was very I didn't know what I wanted to do. I worked as a pizza delivery guy. And then one day, my buddy, I used to also sell weed on the side, do stuff like that. Yeah, and one day I'm selling some to a friend of mine, and he had an empty casket in the living room, and I was like, "What's up with And I had so many questions, and then he was a mortician. So next thing I know, I'm giving it a lot. I had so many. It was it should have been a podcast. I had so many questions for this guy, and I went home and I realized this is something I wouldn't mind doing because I'm a very morbid person. Used to go on the rotten.coms and all that stuff, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm in on this. Dude.
It didn't bother you?
No, not at all. That was why I got into it for originally. It's just I want to see the craziness, and
I remember some crazy stuff on rotten.com.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah. He was there.
I'm an angel because I didn't even know rotten.com was anything.
I think it's still there.
It still exists? I haven't seen it since high school, even before high school. Maybe.
Right, I'm done putting viruses on my computer.
So you saw the open casket and you were just like, I'm interested.
Yeah, I was interested. And then I went home and I gave it a lot more thought. I was like, dude, this is a job that's going to be around forever. And I got really,
Fuck, you're right, dude. That talk about job security, we all die.
Job security, but then on top of that, I got really baked that night. And I started really thinking about it. I was like, wait, there was that baby boom all those years ago. It's like, there's going to be a death boom. And so, I was like, so I got into it thinking that. And then COVID happened, and it's like, it came way too early. Like it was like it wasn't expected this quick. But yeah.
Was that a crazy time for you?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was pretty nuts.
So how long have you been a mortician?
I keep doing the numbers. It's going on, I think, 18 years now. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it goes by quick. Time goes by quick when you're having fun.
And how long have you been a comedian?
I just hit 9 years.
Okay.
Yeah, just hit 9 years. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, thank you.
So I gotta ask, because it's so different, dude. Sure. You provide a service at both of the things that you do, right? As a mortician, you provide a service to families who have lost a loved one.
Yeah.
As a comedian, you provide a service to audience members. You make them laugh. It's like you're making people feel comfortable in two different settings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. One where you're comforting them from crying, and then one where you're making them giggle.
Yeah.
And those are two wildly opposing environments, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I think it helps balance it out, because I was doing the mortuary stuff. I remember going to that's how I got into doing comedy. I used to go to therapy. And I'm still kind of advocate of therapy. I need to get back into it again. But it's like when I was there, he's like, well, what do you ever do for fun? I was like, I always wanted to try it. He's like, well, then just go to an open mic. I never thought about it. I was like, oh yeah, open mics are a thing. So
simple as that, right?
So I started doing, going to open mics, and it went well, and it just kind of took off from there. So I was like, dude, and it really helps balance everything out for me, because like I was getting a really dark head, and I always get just really dark head spaces, but then the comedy kind of like, oh yeah, this is great. Like it's cool to be.
It brings
alive.
levity. Well, it's very interesting because, again, like having been in the audience while you do your thing, and at one point I didn't know who the hell you were, and I saw you do a set, and I'm like, everybody in here is laughing about death. And when I saw you go up, my uncle had just passed away like 3 weeks before. I mean, it's life, right? But it's like you took something that was something I was just like, and I was laughing.
Oh, thank you.
You know, and that's a very again, I'm going to keep on saying it's interesting, because wouldn't you say, Con, it's like what opposing environments, right?
Yeah, I mean, laughter and death aren't normally together.
Yeah, it's different, but it helps. The balance is like, the yin and the yang almost for me. So it's great. It's great.
You don't make people sad when they go to the funeral home, though, right? You're probably trying to make things easier for them.
Somewhat, but I mean, for the most part, I'm very stoic when I'm talking to families.
He's usually wearing that shirt.
I'm wearing the, by the way.
He's buttoned up and he's just like, okay, so let's talk about this.
Let's get the elephant out of the room here. No, but I'm very I try not to I keep it close to the vest. Most people, families, don't know. Every once in a while it'll get out, and then next thing I know, I'm like, you can talk about this in your joke, and it's like it's the worst. So I'm very professional when it comes to it. I try to crack a joke every once in a while, but then also I don't, because you may say the wrong thing. You don't know what will offend people.
Very delicate situation, yeah.
That part, very delicate situation.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. There's a situation where I walk in, and immediately this family was like, dude, you don't have to be so serious, dude. Like, you liven up. We're all kind of laughing. We have to kind of laugh about all this. So it's fine, make some jokes or whatever. So they were proceeding to joke, and I was like, I go in with that frame of mind, be careful, because it's a very delicate situation. But at one point I saw an easy toss up. I'm asking the information for the death certificate. Was he married? It's like, no, he was never married. I was like, he was a lucky guy. It's like easy. That's actually why he killed him. So I'm just like, okay,
are you serious?
I'm never, ever, ever making jokes again. Like, okay, never. In no circumstance or situation. So yeah, easy toss up, and it was like, okay, well, yeah, screw me.
Were they fucking with you when they said that's why he killed himself?
No, it got very serious after that. They were kind of like,
his suicide note literally says, "Dear family, this is because I was never married."
Right, because I was an incel.
Bye-bye. Do you get the backstories a lot on?
We get a lot of backstories, and that's that's why I love it, dude. I'm fucking Mexican, grew up novelas and shit, dude. I love it. Dígame.
Yo, they did what? You're all drinking or eating popcorn,
right? Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I guess I don't really know what a mortician does. I know that you prepare the body. I know. So do you pick them up too?
Yeah. So I do. I pick them up from the place of death. If they've been released by authorities and whatnot, I'll pick them up from the place of death. The one thing I don't do is embalming. I used to apprentice embalming, but then the chemicals got to be too much, and it was just
it's formaldehyde, right?
Yeah, straight formaldehyde, and that was just a lot. So I was like, I'm better up front. So But I'll pick them. I'll still do all the prep. I'll get them dressed. Even like a lot of the prep after the embalming, a lot of like suturing, a lot of stuff. I still do all that, and dress them, casket them, cosmetize them. I do the makeup on the bodies and stuff. So I do all the other stuff and meet with families, direct the services. So I used to perform the cremations. Then a terrible accident happened. We'll talk about that on another episode. But then so I do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
You do the makeup as well?
I do the makeup
you're a
as
makeup
well.
artist as well. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's simple. Yeah, I
Can you do makeup on a live person?
I tried it once, and it's like, they look dead now. Yeah,
that's funny. You look drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, people die to see me.
Formaldehyde is a very strong smell.
It's a very intense smell. Like it's diluted with other stuff, but it's still like there's certain chemicals that which is like just really like clear your sinuses for sure.
During my undergraduate's degree, during the anatomy and physiology sequence I was in, we had to do a lot of cadaver work, and I didn't do any of the prep for the cadavers. Like they had all of the actual grad students doing that as far as the skinning but we would have to do our tests, and the tests involved, they had the entire quadricep open up. Yeah. And they would have little flags. So like as you identify the most superficial flag, you need to kind of tong that muscle over a little bit. And it's so weird.
I'm getting hungry.
It's so weird, like feeling the way the body feels when it's completely
I was the one doing the prep. And I wasn't in school. When I was working at the nursing school.
When you were at the nursing school.
I worked at a nursing school for about 8 months or so. And during that time, I had to deal with formaldehyde, a lot of different like animals, cadavers, and stuff like that. Yeah,
it's intense. Yeah, I love that we all have. We all have the little snippets of death. That's
we could all smell formaldehyde right now.
That's beautiful.
I hated it.
I can't stand it.
Everyone, they were like not saying. Okay, I don't want to sound disrespectful to the dead at all. Right.
That's what we do all day.
No, okay.
No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Are you ever like, man, my coworkers are so funny? Like, is that hard to be fun at work?
No, that's one thing. That's kind of how I got into it, because I would we had to crack jokes. We're cracking jokes in the back constantly, because like, it's just some terrible situations, but like you gotta find the levity in it. You gotta find the humor in it. So we do it a lot. So yeah.
So you wanted to get into comedy, and you're saying you had just talked to somebody about it. They were like, yo, why don't you try an open mic? Yeah. And did you get hooked right after that?
Immediately. Like the first spot I ever went was Flappers Burbank. I don't know, because I didn't know there was local. There wasn't really a local scene out here at the time.
It was still building up.
It was still building. Like there wasn't really anybody. So I went to Flappers Burbank, and I remember my first night. I still have the recording. I ran the light because I didn't know what the light was. Yeah. Like they were just like, so I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I'm still, so ran the light. But then when I got off, the guy was like, how many times have you done this? I was like, that was my first time. He's like, are you kidding me? Like that was amazing for your first time. I didn't know death's humor or anything like that too. So
I was just going to ask. I was like, was your material right off the bat like morbid death?
My initial thought was like, you got to be respectful of the dead. I don't want to talk about it at all. But then like everyone who I talked to that was a comedian, I would tell them what I did. They were just like, dude, why are you not like what? Like you have all this material. Like why are you not doing that? I'm just like, cause. But eventually I started doing it, kind of dipping my toe. I'm like, oh my god, the crowd loves it, and like so I'm just like,
it's something everybody's experienced.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that's definitely a part of life, as corny as it is, it's death. You know what I mean? Everybody's experienced it, so you're just touching base on something that's super relatable.
Yeah, and it's people like it's very taboo, but yet people like to think about it. It's like. Just everywhere, you skull, it's just like it's very much ingrained in our culture. So like I love that people like it piques their like I don't get a lot of hecklers and stuff because like they like everyone's like whoa like so they're
great. Intrigued.
Yeah, they're intrigued. So it's great, and so I'm grateful for all of it.
When I first, do you still go up and do most of your shows in a suit and tie?
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
Now only strictly in eat shit. No, I always still do it. Like especially book shows, I always try to do a suit and tie. Always, yeah.
Is it because it goes so well with your so perfect?
Yeah, when it started off, I would get off of work and like this when I worked in Orange County, and like so there was an open mic out there, a great open mic. So I'd go out there in my suit because I just got off of work. So but but then it became a shtick, and so like, and it worked, and like I found like it's easier to tell like dead baby jokes in a suit than in a buzz, like in just a pair of shorts and an eat shit shirt. You know, like,
imagine, right?
Yeah.
They're all, what the fuck did you just say, bro?
No, I swear it's funny. Just listen again.
Well, you found yourself in such a unique position because not only is being a comedian such a rare thing that people do, like we know a lot of comics because we're in the scene, but I mean most people don't know someone that does stand-up comedy, right?
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and I know this number means absolutely fucking nothing. I told Connor I know it means nothing, but like in California, just for your professional work, right, there's only 2,500 morticians in the whole entire state of California.
2,500?
Yeah.
Whoa, no way. Crazy. Wow.
That's not a lot at all.
Yeah, and I know like probably at least half of them. Like, I know a lot of them, but I mean, it's crazy. Wow.
I feel like there should have been more of you guys,
right?
You know what I mean?
Well, those are because those are licensed. Now in California is one of them funny little states. Now you just need to work under somebody who has a license. So I've always kind of worked at a funeral home, and they're all licensed. So
okay,
I'm unlicensed, but yet again, like I should have been kind of grandfathered in, but it's past that now. So no, I need to go get my simple. I need to just pass a couple of tests and just finish it all and get it in officially. But like literally, like people that are licensed come to me for questions.
Typical Juan doing things undocumented. Just kidding.
Oh, that is perfect. Yes. Oh, I'm using that. I'm taking that.
Do it.
All right, cool.
Typical. It's just crazy because again, it's incredibly unique.
Yeah.
And at what do you identify that like at any point during your day? You're like, damn, the things that when you're not dealing with, that's not the right fucking word to say. When you're performing a funeral service and then immediately after that environment, you get in your car, you drive over to an open mic, you get a beer and you make a bunch of people laugh. Like at what point do you look back and you're like, damn, like what a life. At
every moment of the whole thing, because it's like like a lot of times they're like, I'll kill it one night and then having to go to work the next morning, it's just like, oh man. But you're working a service, so it's like I'm always grateful for what I do, man, because it's like it's like I get to see all the craziness of the death part in the funeral services, and then after that go. There have been some of my worst days when I had at the funeral home, very emotional, heavy days, just like bad, are some of the best nights I had in comedy. I just go and I take that and just release. Yeah, and it's crazy how that works. But absolutely, I love it. I love all of it. Always.
Did it take a lot of time to learn not to carry the weight with you going in? Because like I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bitch. if I have a bad day, I'm like, I don't even feel funny. I just want to sleep.
Yeah, no, I definitely have those sleeping. Oh God, don't talk to me. Yeah, I can sleep in any moment. To try to carry, that's the hard part, because I mean, no matter how much I try not to, I've learned to kind of not to, but for the most, there's certain cases you can't help but like situations where it's like, oh man, like you're just thinking about it constantly. But again, that's where some of the gold comes from. Some of my jokes, like I have to like boil it down to the essentials and just make a joke out of it. You know, like
I reflect a lot on like because I work a pretty cool. I think my job's cool. I'm a lady. I work in construction. I don't work with my hands, but I do manage like a concrete company. And it's really fun. I like it.
Yeah.
But I meet a lot of people. And, one time I met a divorce lawyer and I was thinking that same thing. They're married. And I'm like, dude, how do you even manage your own marriage when all day you're hearing about like, you fucking did this, you didn't do that. You're just hearing all the negative sides of a relationship. And then you have to go home and be like, this is cool.
This is cool.
This is positive and rewarding.
Right. At that point, I feel like he would just count all that. Like, you know what? Well, at least she's not sucking this guy's dick over here. You know? Like, I'll take that as a win.
Hey, wifey, glad to be home. Glad you're not a whore.
Anyways,
you should have seen the slut that I was dealing with earlier. I'm just getting real woman shaming.
Right.
What if it was the dude? What if the dude was a hoe?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But he knows the consequence. So good for him. Good for him making money off everyone's misery. Good for him. Yeah, I can relate with that. That's good.
With your comedy and your writing material, do you like now if you sit down and you write, do you try to not challenge yourself, because you do have a lot of material that's not funeral and death related too.
Yeah.
Do you have material you prefer writing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to write stuff that's maybe not death and funeral related, but like a lot of those jokes are just things happen. It's like, okay, this is I have to talk about this. But yeah, just I've been having fun just doing other random just material, like just kind of just trying stuff out and like seeing if it works, and it's been working. So I've been having more fun with that for sure. Yeah.
I bet the reaction is a lot more interesting coming from the darker material, because that's how I feel about like my darker material. When I see people laugh at that, I'm like, you piece of shit, you fucking laughed at that.
That's the best when they get the stagger, like that they shouldn't be laughing though. Like that's the response I look for in the audience every time. I love that.
How often do you hear in the background of your set like an, oh my god?
Oh, a lot. I love that. That's also one of my other, like, I remember like leaving a show and like this old lady was like, that guy was so scary, and like I was like, oh, thank you, like that warmed my heart, thank you. Like, yeah, I love the grunts and the groans, but there's still like the and it goes into a laugh. Like, oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Do
you enjoy playing with that with your audience?
Somewhat, yeah. I'll have certain just tags and stuff that kind of just emphasize certain, people, but like it just keeps them, it keeps them going. I love it. Yeah.
Have you ever met a person from work at a mic or a show? Has anyone ever recognized you?
I just had that the other day, actually.
Ooh, tell us about it.
Literally just the other day, I'm doing my set. A guest little pop in, and like I'm doing my normal material, and then I announce that I'm a mortician. Like the guy just like not even like one of the people sitting in the front. He's like, "Are you serious? Did you just do service in Corona for?" And they said this person's name. I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, yeah, that was. He's like, "Yeah, I thought I recognized you," and it was like so. Yeah, and then we ended up talking like after my set. We went outside and spoke for a minute. I was like. And he said the name again. I was like, "Oh yeah, that was really dramatic." And I was like, "Oh my god!" But he recognized me, and I've had that a couple other times too. Where it was like, yeah, it's weird because again, I try to keep it close to the vest, so it throws me off for sure. It's like, whoa, like
you find them after the show. You're like, if you fucking tell anybody that I do jokes on the side, I'll kill you. I'll bury you next, bitch.
I'll have you on my table next.
I won't even do your makeup good. I'll give you a fucking unibrow for your whole family to laugh.
It made it for a fun bit during the show, yeah, because I was like, hey, you keep that between us, all right? Like, it was very funny. It was good.
Shut your mouth. When you say really dramatic, do funerals get dramatic?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it gets. I deal with like all races and everything, and it's all the different and each they're all like dramatic in their own way. Some of them in a stoic kind of crazy way, but a lot of them, yeah, Mexicans. There's always that one tia that's just like that just shows up and just like. Like and just makes the big old thing and does the pretend to pass out. She kind of like braces herself for the fall, like and like gets herself comfortable and stuff, and everyone's like, give her hair. Yeah, it's a lot of dramatics for sure. Like it's always funny to watch. Like,
what culture has been the most dramatic?
Oh, Mexicans for sure.
Really?
I love them, dude. They like because the soap operas and shit. Like there's a lot of them. There's like, oh, this is my chance to shine right now. Like, yeah, dude. Like the one thing that's very common, people with like the wife or the illegal, the next of kin goes up to see the loved one. I like to have that. That's should be the last person to see him. And like some random cousin out of nowhere like goes up right after him and it's like dude, you have like what are you doing? You just spoiled that really beautiful moment that everyone just shared. Like yeah. So a lot of shit like that. But I mean, yeah, definitely a lot of dramatics. I live for it though.
You live.
Yeah, it's always like, oh, what's gonna happen now? Like
you walk away from a story like that was boring.
This regular Caucasian family. It's like, oh man, they all like disrespectful and stuff. Like, come on, where's the disrespect? Come on, give me something to work with.
Disrespect?
Is there ever disrespect? I've had some random, but nothing too overly disrespectful. But yeah, I had the spouses or the side chick show up and like they like run them out and or not invited and stuff. Yeah, I've had a lot of other times they're welcomed. It's like we both loved them. Yeah, I've seen a lot of just random stuff like that.
Like the wife and the side piece are cool.
Like sometimes they're cool, other times they're not cool. But sometimes when they're like, all right, we both loved them. Like all right, it's fine. Like I had one service the other day, and like all the baby mamas were all lined up outside, like hanging out with each other. And I was like, "That's beautiful, man. Like, good for him,
That's insane, man. That's crazy. See, like I don't know if I'm closed-minded or what, but I'm like, if I was burying Chantel and I found out she had like a side chick,
yeah.
I would punch.
Yeah, you lose your shit.
I'd be like, dude, have your own funeral for her. You can borrow the body afterwards. Like,
oh God,
do your own thing. This is my thing. You know, this is my time to shine and cry.
Yeah. I've had the side chick come in and like upgrade everything cause she's like, she picked that and she just drops a bunch of money, like upgrades the casket, and it's like, and us like we're just dollar signs in the eyes, like, okay, like, like don't even worry. Yeah, you loved him more clearly. It's I've seen a lot of, like, I forget stuff I've seen until it comes up in conversation. Like, oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's like some sugar mama activity right there.
Right. Good for them. Good for the ones that do it.
Cause that's oh my God, Juan, that's interesting. You know what I mean? Because like there's an audacity to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's family.
Yeah.
But I guess like he's not gonna backhand you if he's dead.
Yeah, it's like that's what it all comes down to.
He's not
like,
gonna get mad at you.
They're gone now, so it's like it's very like, all right, well, I guess, you know, like, yeah, make peace on the fact that they're gone. But yeah, then also there's the ones where it's like, if she shows up, don't let her in. And I tell them, like, I'm not security. I can't really, and plus I don't know who this person is, so I can't really do anything. Because you have to hire your own person. So they've had people hire their own people to just kind of work security. Nothing's ever really happened, thankfully. But I've heard other places like shootings and stuff go down. But thankfully, I haven't been at one of those. So thankfully, like, you know. Yeah.
Dude, that's just so selfish though, isn't it? Like, it's not even about you, bro. Yeah. Like, I gotta shoot someone at my uncle's funeral. Like,
yeah.
What do you think about I get bothered by it. I don't know about you, Connor. You can put your opinion in on this too, but the Snapchat while they go into the ground.
Some of it makes for entertaining stuff, man. I've seen some of them, like I've shared some recently, where it's just like what the hell, like the worst that can go wrong, like, and they happen to be filming it.
Really?
Yeah, one was these guys are moving a casket. It was like an oversized casket. It wasn't centered, and they go to put it on display, and they're moving it with the lid open too. I'm like, that's just all the wrong mistakes. It topples over in front of the family, and everyone just like gets emotional. Like, you can tell this wasn't something that was set up. Like, it was broadcast live. Yeah, body fell out of the casket, and it was just like everyone just gets emotional. And like in another one,
does a dead body fall the way like our bodies would?
No, especially if they're embalmed and everything. No, it's like it's just straight. Yeah, it's very it's exactly that look and everything. Just
just rigid,
and just like it's that's like my goal is to never let them. You know, don't, despite what the song says, do not let the bodies hit the floor. You know, it's just, you don't do that. It's rule number one. So yeah, I
foul.
So I haven't had I haven't really dropped them like in that sort of situation. Thank God. You know, again, just fucking
dude.
Yeah.
That's insane. I don't know. Again, it's a very interesting thing that you do, right? Because it's something a lot of people like. Even I remember the disclaimer, again, going back to the cadavers in school. The disclaimer that our professor gave us before was like, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, we also have digital, examples, and you can take your tests on that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But at the time, I wanted to do PT, so I was like, I fucking want to know the way the knee bends and moves, like in real life or whatever. But they give that disclaimer, and they give an alternative to a lot of people. Did anybody
back out?
Yeah, a couple people.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a couple. Like, I had a girl that was in my class, and she was a vegetarian. She didn't want to dissect the cat.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, I get it, but I'm like, you also don't eat cats. Yeah. Like, this is clearly for science. Yeah, like, the cat's dead.
Yeah.
It's for your education. You're paying fucking $5,000 whatever a quarter to be here. Yeah. It's like, cut the cat, dude.
Dude, come on. Get the cat out of the bag.
Cut that pussy out. Let's go. But no, there's you also meet weird people, like people that are way too comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, like, not saying anything against people.
No,
like, we're cutting the rib cage and one guy I remember at the table over just put his hands in there and just.
Oh yeah.
And like, you could kill a cat.
He probably did kill that cat. Like, he brought his own cat. Like, we're able to bring our own, right?
Dude, yeah. That's insane. He's like, I've got this my pet. Yeah, imagine. Gross. But
I have more. Anybody else need more cats? I have more of my own cats.
Do a lot of people record funeral services?
It happens. I mean, and we can't, like, we have Zooms and stuff, so that's like one part of it. But I've had people just this morning. It was a very emotional one. It was I had to add like the disclaimers, but it was a witness cremation, and just they're supposed to just kind of just see the person real quick before the actual. And like they pulled out their phone and were FaceTiming people and was like, "Do you want to see her one last time?" And it was just like, "Oh God!" Like I was kind of just like cringing, but it was like, I can't stop them. Like
they're grieving in their own way.
Exactly. That's one thing I always keep in mind. Everyone grieves their own way, so I can never judge or stop them or say anything. Then they started playing YouTube videos, so the ads were popping up for Toyota. So I'm just like at that point, there's one of those moments where I kind of stop and like, this is my life. Like this is what I do. Like this is just writing itself right now. Like
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so, they didn't even pay for premium just for a day.
Yeah, right? Nope. Yeah. Toyota ads. I'm just like, as I'm just standing there like, they're taking forever.
2024 Toyota-thon.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I hear that, I'm just like, you're kidding me right now. Like,
come test drive our brand new hybrid Camry. Toyota Corolla's on the lot.
We gotta start the cremation. They can't cremate anybody else until they start. Like, oh God.
So people just watch the body go in and light up?
They have the option. Yeah, they watch the body be placed into the cremation chamber. They give them the option to push the button. And then most people say yeah. Yeah, they like pushing the button, and but then also this place.
How many people do you think press that button or like fuck you?
I've had like one or two for sure, where you can they're there because they just want to watch them burn, like. And this place offers them to see the flame for a quick second, and then it just closes. This family elected against seeing the flame. It's like, oh come on, that's what we're on.
That's the point
of it.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this. So, but they elected against it. But most families, they want to see it, and they kind of a lot of times it's very religious. It's like Buddhist. It's a part of their ceremonies. So it's very like those are always like intense and like beautiful, like just like crazy. Yeah.
Are Arabs dramatic?
I do a lot of Muslim burials. Theirs is very special because it has to be buried within 24 to 48 hours of the person passing. Every moment, from what I've been explained to, is every moment that they're not in the ground after that time frame is a moment that they're suffering like in hell, is what I've been told. So I'm just like, gosh. So with the pressure's on, and like I would say like 19 out of 20 times we're able to get it done, but every once in a while there's like that one doctor or something like that that's holding us up and we can't get the permit to bury. At that point, the family gets involved, and it can get very emotional. But it's like, I get it. It's a kind of a lot to deal with. My first time dealing with it was like, come on, guys. But it's like, no, it's very like it's important. So I'm very much respectful of that. And it's like, yeah, they're very. It's a whole like another like ball game with them. It's like it's just to see the emotions, but also they're very stoic. They keep a lot of it in. There's not a lot of emotions.
That's
the women every so once in a while you see the wailing, which is like kind of like, yeah, I get it. But it's like it's crazy to see for sure.
I'm not Muslim, but growing up Middle Eastern, the funerals I've gone to, wailing, galore.
Yeah.
Wales, New England. It
can get pretty intense for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like it's also like it's just that's one of the things I love about it. Just all the different culture differences, and just everyone has their own thing, But yeah.
When you pick up, this is a fucked up question. If this is a fucked up question, you don't have to answer it.
There are no
when you pick up if you have to go pick up someone, do you ever walk in and you're like, surprised they didn't die sooner?
If
that question makes sense.
Oh yeah. No, I've had a few situations where just like hoarder, or like I've had a lot of hoarders. That's one thing you don't realize how many hoarders there are. Like,
is it way more average than we think? I
think it's way more average than when we think, man. Like some of them are just like, my God, like they were living like this like for a long time, and just like they should have, like, oh my God, like I remember one, I was like, there's a poop bucket somewhere around here, just kind of keep an eye out for it. Like as I'm getting ready to move the body, I was like, oh, found it. And just like, dude, they just kind of like, it's weird, but I can't. I'm respectful in every situation. I'm very like, this is the way the person lives.
You have a poker face.
Oh yeah, I got to keep that face up and just kind of like, I'm not grossed out by any of this.
Dude, I'd be walking by and be like,
yeah, I've had several situations where it's like very like, but they make for crazy stories afterwards. Like some of it I can't. I mean, I can't really find the comedy value, so I don't do it on stage. But just talking to people at the bar, just random stories will come up, and like, it makes for crazy stories for sure. What's
the craziest thing you've seen hoarded? Or is it not really like that? Like, you'll always hear like, oh, this guy collected Barbie dolls or whatever.
Yeah, no, there's one particular case, the one I was just thinking about, like, he collected a lot of just random like newspapers and like plastic bottles, so like just water bottles and like, so he had just a bunch of garbage, and it was just a bunch of crap everywhere, and like he went undiscovered for at least probably 2 weeks during the summertime. So by the time we get to him, he was just really badly decomposing, and it was just like, he also had a little dog there too that was just kind of going crazy the whole time. I felt bad for the little dog.
Aww.
But yeah, he's also like in a pool of blood. It was like one of the most. This was when I first started too. So
pool of blood.
Yeah, because
how the fuck did he die?
I don't know. But when he was sitting on one of those little chairs, old folks chairs, and he was a bigger. Well, when we got to him, he was just so bloated, but he really wasn't that big. But when he fell and died, he smacked his nose, and so there's nothing.
Fuck.
Your blood doesn't clot anymore; it just keeps coming out. So it was just he just sat there and like it was crazy one. But
it doesn't coagulate when you pass out.
No, I mean once you're dead, that's it. It just keeps coming out. Like I had one situation where it was like a tiny little needle prick, and I was like, think nothing of it. You have to keep those situations raised above the heart. Otherwise, if it's below the heart, gravity takes over, and the next thing tiny little pinprick, nothing, and the next thing I know, I come back to the back. Sheet was just coated in blood.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't coagulate. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you're learning as you go too.
I've learned a lot of little tips and tricks.
I only know the things that I've learned from like murder documentaries. Like this guy's experiencing rigor mortis. Oh yeah. Like I know that one. Blood pooling, I know that one. They turn purple just on one side. Yeah.
Whichever's the lower side of gravity, basically. Like whichever's below the heart, basically. That's where it starts. So it's their face first, and then.
But I only know that because I'm afraid of being murdered. So I've listened about everybody getting murdered.
Just to make sure, like, all right, this is where they fucked up. They made friends with this random person.
Yeah. Have you had to deal with a murder?
I've had to deal with some situations, where it's like, and you had to like, I've had situations where it's like it very comes off, like I'm like. This guy did it. Like, he for sure did it. But then it comes back, natural suicide or suicide. I'm just like, he got away with it. I'm just like, but yeah.
You give it a whole backstory.
Oh, yeah. There's one case recently where it's like, it was a whole backstory. I felt like this person, like, it was a couple, but I think she was coming out, and I don't think he liked that. And ex-military guy. So I'm just like, I'm thinking, like, this, it just sounds like, and like the whole situation, I was like, this sounds fishy. But then came back suicide. I'm just like, all right, well,
he's also, you want to eat pussy now? Huh?
No, when I want to bring the other girl in,
you want to fucking eat pussy, bitch?
Yeah. So it was a whole So like I for sure thought, but I was like, I have to reserve and be respectful. Like, yes, sir, absolutely. It's like murdering piece of
yeah. You just know in your fucking heart. I was on the news not on the news, but I was looking at the news today, and I saw like a Texas newlywed couple. Some dude decapitated his wife. He was 23, she was 21, and he like was abusive, and he decapitated her. This also happened in House of Dragons. Recently, someone was decapitated, and the people who prepared the body stitched the head back onto the body. Is that something, if you were in a decapitated situation, not you decapitated, but if you for some reason had a body that was decapitated, would you have to sew the head back on?
If it's requested for a viewing, I mean, then yeah. I mean, we would have to find a way. Yeah, we'd mainly just sew it back up. Now, thankfully, if
put on a turtleneck.
Depending on where, because I've had to like recreate some stuff. I can't do. I'm pretty simple with it. When it gets too extensive, we have other people that come in to help and whatnot.
When you say recreate, what you mean?
We had a situation. The person was ejected from his car in a car accident, and so his face was kind of just smashed in, and so we had to like put it back together as much as we could, and then recreate it with wax. Parts that we couldn't. So yeah, that situation we had to just put the pieces back together basically. What? Yeah, we've had a lot of situations like that. We have to put pieces back together, but not a full decapitation. But if it's asked, like,
don't people just opt out of an open casket if that's the case?
There have been bad situations where I had to like tell them, like, because ultimately legally it's whatever they decide on. But if it's really bad, I pretty much like I almost insisted. I had one situation where the guy's head was like just smushed, and so I was like, and I saw it, and I was like, you can't see your husband and loved one, your child, and we were like, so the mother was very insistent. She wouldn't let us go to the graveside. She's like, I need to see him. Like, I don't care. I don't care what's condition he is. I need to see him. And I had speaking in Spanish. I had to let her know. I was like, I'm sorry, but I was like, your son head was smashed like a grape. And like the wife was right there, and she's like, I didn't need to hear that. I'm just like, oh no. So it's like and you can't. There's such certain situations you can't do it. But
you were trying to help her, though.
I was trying to help, but it was just like, But I mean, if there's something I can do, I'm always very over compassionate. Like, of course, if I can do anything, I will do it. But that one, I was like, I can't let you do that. I gotta stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there, champ.
Well, that's again, they're not knowing what to expect.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gosh, dude, you've got some thick fucking skin, bro.
I try, but then I'm also like a crybaby when little things happen. I'm just like, oh god.
Well, you're human. Just because you do it professionally doesn't mean you're stone cold. You're the stone cold Undertaker.
The stone cold Undertaker.
Well, Undertaker is also we were just looking.
We were talking about it before the podcast. I thought that it was just a WWF guy.
We're pissing off a lot of wrestling people right now. Like, those are two different people, and it's the WWE now.
Dork, you fucking loser! You don't know that?
It was WWF when I was watching Undertaker.
Yeah, that's how I always know.
Joking. I never watched a lot of it, to be honest. I wasn't into wrestling like that, I guess.
I stopped being into it when I was 5.
5?
When I was like, oh shit, this is stupid.
Do you like wrestling?
No, I stopped being into it. I made it to like maybe like 13, and I was like, okay, now I'm over this now.
Dude, I went to Extreme Midget Wrestling in downtown Riverside. That shit was crazy.
How was that? Little
crazy.
midgets just flying everywhere.
It was nuts. Well, first of all, that part was nuts, right? The they brought out a big dude, like a normal sized dude. He got ganged up on by the midget. It was awesome, but the crowd was fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, just like going
people
nuts.
were throwing Skittles, man. At one point I was talking to my friend and I'm looking at her and I'm talking to her and we're standing like on the side of the ring and we're just chatting. I'm like, did you see that? And as soon as I'm talking to her, a fucking water bottle came out of nowhere and just hit the side of her face. It was like a cartoon.
Oh my god, dude.
We were with our other friend. She's like a dyke or lesbian, and she was like, "What the fuck?" She was like about to go over the ring. I was like, "Girl, chill out. The midgets are gonna get you."
Right, like those people. This is all violent right now. It's just we're just trying to make it out alive at this point. That's so crazy. Those poor little people, dude. They're just getting abused. Like,
man, they know what they signed up for.
Right?
To be not, I mean, it's like
to be objectified.
Yeah, and it was fun.
Yeah, and it was fun. Come on, we all had a blast. They were loving it.
Well, they did the whole there was the whole shtick. There was like the good wrestler, there was the evil one.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Like the one that no one liked, and he was like starting all the beef. You know what I mean?
Yeah! Now I want to check this out.
People would be wrestling, and then the one that starts the beef would come out of nowhere and just fucking hit someone with a chair. You're like, wait a second.
Were they little chairs or like regular size?
You know the like the ones that you get from the Play-Doh style, the little set,
just little Lego chairs and whatnot. Oh my god, that's adorable.
What other things do you like to do for fun besides comedy and stuff? Because again, I'd imagine what you do, you have to find a lot of levity.
Yeah, to keep myself balanced, I like going out, nature and whatnot. I'll take some. I may have been known to take some psychedelics and just go out and just kind of like go out crazy with that. Also, I work out a lot because I have to keep in I've seen too many really fat bodies where I'm just like, oh god, I ain't going out like that, dude. So I do that to kind of keep myself also balanced and stuff. So that's sort of just the normal stuff.
What do you like to do for exercise?
I mix it up. I do I use this big steel mace that's just a weight on the one side swinging around like Conan the Barbarian like that. That's always fun. And then kettlebells and just just cardio, whatever I can, like shadow boxing and jump roping. So I do a little bit of everything. Just to keep, a lot of yoga. I do a lot of yoga.
Really?
Yeah. To keep myself balanced as much as possible. And then I meditate when I can.
I imagine you don't have a lot of lower back pain then.
Yeah, I'm pretty, especially because of a lot of the guys in the business. Yeah, they mess themselves up from lifting bodies up, improperly. So I try to be conscientious of that. So yeah, I feel pretty good about myself where I'm at.
You lift with your legs, not with your back.
Exactly. Nice. She knows. She's ready. Get her. All right, we need the next first goal. We need a hand.
Well, it's funny. I've wanted to bring this up more on the podcast, I guess, just because I love to exercise. It's been such a major part of my life for the last 18 years, you know what I mean?
Oh, wow,
so kind of learning how other people work out and stuff like that is also pretty cool because if I knew you worked, I wouldn't have guessed Juan does yoga.
Oh yeah.
Not saying like you don't seem zen or whatever,
sure.
But like I would have guessed like hiking or something like that before. I was like, oh, he's a yogi.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, I enjoy it. Because at one point I was almost 280 pounds. I was a big dude, and so like that's when I started like nipping it in the butt. So for at least the past 10 years, I've been
big dude's a little bit of an understatement for that, bro. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna give you a knuckles on that. Losing weight is hard.
Yeah, and I've been able to keep it off and just kind of. So I try to stay conscientious of that as much as possible. I have my little slip ups, but it's like, 2 months, 2-3 months of just binge eating because I'm just in a crazy bad, come out of it and keep yourself active, man, because we only have this one life. Make the most of it.
Oh, trust me, I get the emotional eating. I had to block Cinnabon on Instagram because I would see, it's like, I say it often, but like I would see a cinnamon roll on Instagram and I would just be at the mall. I wouldn't even, there was no thought process. I was just at the mall, or I'd look at DoorDash and I'm like, oh, there's a whole 12-pack of cinnamon rolls coming. How did that happen?
That sounds delicious, actually. Like, I can imagine them sending you messages like, hey, where you at? Like, we miss you, baby.
This is what's crazy is like you start building shitty habits, right? It's like, I remember one time I ordered a 4-pack like at 8:00 and they sent me 12. I was like, they were about to close. So then I was like, the next time I'm going to order it again at this time. But then I get mad that they're like holding their integrity and they only sent me a 4-pack. I'm like, what the fuck?
I thought we had a deal.
Yeah, I thought we had a thing. You guys knew my name now. Like, it's Melissa N again.
Just it's like, all right, she's taking advantage of us now. Cut her off.
Bro, when COVID happened and I knew they were closing down the malls, I ordered like $100-something worth of Cinnabon.
Oh my God.
Put it in the freezer.
That is beautiful right there. That is commitment right there, dude.
I love it. I literally, all I thought, I was like, I have to go what without Cinna what? I can't.
Yeah. Oh
Fuck
my
shopping.
God. That's
I don't
awesome.
give a shit about shopping.
You're not wrong. Yeah. I love me a Cinnabon whenever I go. A Cinnabon, however they're pronounced.
No, however you want to say it, as long as it's in your tummy.
Right. Oh,
it's
God.
the right way.
What time do they close at the mall?
Yeah.
We're going right now, guys.
You can go. You still got 4 minutes.
Right. Mobile Mall's just right up the street.
Well, it's like I've always heard about like stores doing that. Like, oh, you go to the donut shop right before they close, and they'll give you a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So you push it, and next thing you know, you're pushing 300 pounds, and you're just like, oh God, how did this happen?
Yeah. Do you ever see like with comedy? Are there ever any like, how do I ask this? Are there any parallels that you wouldn't expect to have had with your professional work and your? Because, like, professionally, I get to say the F word at work. No one gives a shit. I'm working with a bunch of construction guys. So we're like, we got to fucking move that out of the way. You know what I mean? But, like, is there something that you see more of in both of those than you'd expect?
The public speaking. That's where I got comfortable with public speaking. Because doing the services and whatnot, at the end of the services, you have to kind of talk to everyone while, get everyone's attention. This is what we're doing next. Or there have been situations they don't have an officiant, and I've been asked to kind of step in and kind of officiate somewhat. So I do some bare basic stuff. Like my cousin recently, they asked me to do all the officiating. So the public speaking for sure, there's a lot of crossover. So that's why I got up on stage. I felt more comfortable because I'm already I got used to it from the mortuary stuff. That would be the main thing I would say. Yeah.
Public speaking.
Yeah, the public speaking.
Microphone etiquette.
Yeah, microphone etiquette and just public speaking. Giving people the light. You're going on too long.
You gotta get off.
You gotta wrap this up already.
Well, it's like I went to a wedding recently, and the bride's father was trying to give a speech, but he was doing the mic out, and he was looking at people while he was talking. Everyone was just getting this part right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they weren't getting everything he was saying.
That's when you're an open mic host. That's like one thing. I'm in the back when I see somebody new and they're doing that. They're holding it too low, without trying to make it look like I'm making fun of them. I'm like, oh, you gotta. I really you gotta get in there and cut.
Without making it look like you're soliciting them for a BJ, dude. They're like, dude, I'm never coming back to the open mic again. The host was trying to get me to do it. He was just in the back.
Right? You want to make it? You gotta go like this.
Do you really do that?
Yeah, just kind of like.
You just yell. Closer to your mouth.
Right. Just don't be afraid. Rest the balls in your chin.
And that's how I put the mic right on my chin.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's the safest way, because also if I move my face, I know that my face is going to move with it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just there. It's cool.
People will hear me.
Yeah, because it's a big thing. People just I'm like I project, so like but yeah, I try to keep it close. You know, just to have it there.
Have you ever fiddled with anything else artistic? Like I'm not saying this in another way, but like if I look at you, I'd be like, you could probably sing opera.
Oh wow, thank you.
You got that look. You got that
I would love that. I actually listen to a lot of classical, so that would be awesome if I learned like
Have you ever tried it?
No. That's right. I've done karaoke and I'm terrible with it. So like, but yet again, who knows? Artistically, not really. I mean, I tried to pick up the guitar and I was like, I didn't get it immediately. So like, this is lame.
Why? They're not that heavy.
She's here all week, folks. Tipping wages. Yeah, just not really. I mean, I'm very like.
I'm the same way.
Writing just writing. Besides comedy, I would also write a lot of other just random stuff, and that's my main thing is just writing.
Have you ever gotten into poetry?
When I was a kid, when I was younger, not so much a kid, but like teenager, preteen.
Were you writing girls' poems?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly what I was doing. It didn't work.
Did they work? Oh.
No, immediately. Just like they didn't work at all. Like but it was a fun little thing.
You're all writing the same poem for 5 different girls. They're like cross-referencing. Like he wrote me the same one.
I wish I was that smart.
No, that's not smart.
No, it's not smart.
That's a bad player move, dude. It's music's hard to get into. I argue that exercise is a form of expression.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that. Before comedy, the main way I expressed myself was through exercise. I was a personal trainer.
Oh wow, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Because like, I enjoy it, and I can feel the emotions, just the expression of everything. It's like all the pent up energy I have is all coming out through it. So absolutely, I love it. That's why I do it.
What music do you listen to when you exercise?
Lately I have a couple different playlists, but mostly like classic rock, and just like something that gets some like Motley Crue or stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, I like me some stuff like that. Also every once in a while I'll put on classical because I've just been into classical a lot of like some Vivaldi or like Tchaikovsky or something. I just have that playing. And then every once in a while some ratchet shit. Like I said, I've been listening to Sexy Red lately. So.
Dude, let's go.
It's so dirty. I love it.
Sexy Red is my like right now ratchet favorite.
Oh,
dude.
it's so bad it's good. Like it's just man.
She's funny. Like we talked about this before. I argue she's aware that she's being funny.
Yeah. Oh,
in
she's
her
totally,
music and
she
in her
knows.
lyrics.
She's known and she's rocking it, and that's why I'm a fan of it. Like at first it was like ironically I liked it. Like, this is so lame, but then the next thing I'm like still listening to it on my drive home. It's the whole way home. It's like all right, next
You're
song.
all driving all the booty hole brown.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love that song. It's so good, dude. All of it's so good. It's just so trashy, and I love because I'm from San Bernardino, so I was like, I love that ratchet shit, dude.
Yeah.
I need that dirty.
You're all pulling up to the funeral. If you see me and you're trying to sing a song, lower the volume real quick.
Right?
Girl.
Yeah, my condolences. Yeah, just like all professional. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Get back in the car.
It's like, hell yeah. Don't save me. I don't want to be saved.
Are you? You said karaoke. What's your go-to karaoke song?
A Billy Idol. I used to. My buddy used to play in a band, and they would have me every once in a while sing Billy Idol for them. So
okay.
Billy Idol's always kind of my go-to one, where it's like I'm trying to impress the other person or something.
What song?
White Wedding is always a good one. Yeah. I can't do it anymore. Really.
No.
Yeah.
Do you have a karaoke song, Con?
Hell no.
No?
I do not do karaoke.
Gun to your head right now.
Gun
You have
to your
to
head.
sing.
Gun to
You
my
have to
head?
sing a song for karaoke. What is it? I know my answer.
Shoot. Gun to my head?
Gun to your head. You have
That's
to
one
do
of my
it.
favorite statements. Gun to your head. Like you can just ask anything.
Gun to your head.
I thought there was going to be any question
Right, just like
afterwards.
you go to the drive-thru. It's like gun to your head. What will you have to eat today?
Chicken stars.
I don't know. Maybe probably something like not very hard to sing, but I don't know. Maybe like something that I like.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Just like something from a band I like. Maybe.
It's funny that you say not hard to sing because I have always said if I had to sing karaoke, I would sing a Cake song.
Cake.
Yeah, because they're not singing.
Oh yeah.
Just you get up on stage, you're like, I need your arms around me. I need to feel your touch.
Smart.
Wait for the bass to hit, and then
Yeah.
you just, I need your understanding. I need your love so much. We just sang the song.
Yeah. Pretty
There's
much.
no singing. It's just you tell me
Baby.
that you're never there. Yep.
Yeah,
Literally
that's a perfect one.
on the phone, long distance.
Perfect. Yeah, that's
barely.
good.
You barely have to sing. So that's my cheat code for karaoke. If I ever had to do a song, I'd sing Never There by
I think
Cake.
I did a Led Zeppelin song once.
That's hard.
It was stupid hard, right?
Right.
But I was
That's hard.
But I was
So many orgasms in one song.
I was like insanely drunk and someone signed me up. And then
What
the whole
song
bar
was
was
it?
like, Callers. And I had to. And it was the most embarrassing thing ever.
What
Just
song
in
was it?
I can't fucking remember.
You're just coming repeatedly.
You have to pop it when you do it. Bro, what's happening to
Right.
him on stage? You just pinch yourself every time you have to do it. I've never actually sang karaoke.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little
There was one time I was down. Not really though. When we went for our buddy Curtis, he lives in LA. It was his birthday.
Yeah.
And I think it was for his birthday. We went out to karaoke over there, and his girlfriend did it. But it was live band 90s rock karaoke.
Oh my
that thing
God,
was
that's-
fucking cool, dude.
Wow, that's the pressure's on though. There's a live band behind you. That's pretty sick though.
The first
Yeah.
guy went up and sang The Offspring, and oh my God, he must have felt like a rock star. I still think of that. The la la la.
Oh
Did
yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
hell yeah.
And the whole crowd went crazy.
That's dope. Yeah, because you got a live band right there too. You can that's awesome. That's sick. Yeah.
It was so cool. It's like they knew every single 90s catalog song you could think of.
That's oh my God, that sounds like amazing right now.
I don't-
Let's
I don't-
karaoke. What are we doing after this, guys?
Do you like karaoke a lot?
It's one of the things where it's like someone offers it and it's like I can't say no. Like
Really?
yeah, we're gonna okie it up. Like it's
We're
fun.
gonna okie it up.
Yeah.
You're not a casual karaokeist
Right.
if you got the term "let's okie it up."
Like I've dabbled. Like I have certain friends that they like love going. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. And well, next thing we know, it's like 3 hours later, and it's like, all right, let's play for another hour.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Has comedy helped with your confidence doing karaoke?
Yeah, because it's like, okay, let's just have fun with it. That's the main thing. Just
You're
have
all
fun with
laughing
it.
like, I can't bomb a song.
Right? Certain songs like, all right, this is Radiohead. Like, get it together, man. Fucking do Tom York proud.
Instead of doing karaoke, you do a hot five.
Right? Just disappoint everyone.
No. Do you have a place where you've been, I guess, like you love performing the most? Comedy?
Honestly, wherever I can, honestly. But I've been doing 3 Iron a lot, and like that can be hit or miss. But it's always a good spot, like very supportive. I know the crowd there now, so it's fun.
Can I tell you something about 3 Iron?
Please, anything,
So-
any critiques or anything.
No, I mean, well,
Yeah.
Chantel loves the beer.
Okay.
She enjoys the
Yes.
drinks a lot.
Yeah.
I was highly inspired when we were there and I saw them making the pizza in the Weber grill.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
So I went home and I made a pizza in my Weber grill after
Oh.
seeing them do it at the mic, and it turned out pretty fucking good.
Yeah, do you guys have like the pizza stone or anything?
Yeah.
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 You got the stone?
I saw him open it up and I was like, oh my God, I have that. I could do that.
Yeah, dude.
And I did. And it's
Oh, yeah.
fucking cool, dude.
They're good. As long as you got a stone, because I used to work pizza before doing the mortuary shit. Stone ovens are where it's at. If you got a good stone,
Pizza boy Connor taught me the way of the stone.
hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Pizza's
Fellow
where it's at.
stoner, bro. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Stoner, bro. Well, he showed me the trick with like frozen pizzas. Is it makes it way better if you got the
Oh, yeah.
pizza stone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It makes everything just better. Yeah. it
See,
makes
and I
life
told
better.
him this is like a Caucasian life hack. Like this is something brown people never think of. We just throw the shit in the oven. We're like,
Right.
okay, put it on a baking sheet.
Yep.
And you eat it.
Yep. Everything. Bake it. Just tastes better
Yeah.
on a stone.
Is it? Do you bake a lot of stuff on a stone?
I also like hot dogs. I don't know if everyone's tried hot dogs baked, but baked hot dogs are the way to go. Boiling is like so 80s. It's out now. Get rid of the boil.
I'll
Get rid
take
of the
boiling or baked. I'm just not a fan of grilled.
Yeah, baked I think is the way
Yeah,
to go
I'm not a
for
fan
me.
of grilled hot dogs.
Okay, yeah, I can see that for sure, especially because they get all charred
I
and
don't think
everything.
I
I'll
could
eat
tell the
them. I would just
difference.
rather have them any other way.
Yeah. Any
What's
other way.
the?
They taste different.
How can you tell the difference?
They taste like they're grilled.
Yeah, you can taste the char.
You can taste
on
the
it.
grill and the char. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
But baked, I think, is the way to go. But yeah, whatever. I like bacon.
I don't
It's
know if
good.
I've baked a hot dog. I've seen that's kind of like what they do at gas stations and the rollers. They're kind of
Yeah,
baking.
it's kind of
right?
the same thing. Yeah, but these are
that makes
delicious.
sense. Then so I have had baked.
I
hot
saw a
dogs.
baked hot dog, like a guy do it, and he crisscrossed, like hatched the hot dog on
Yeah,
the top, and
yeah.
then it made it like crispy and
Yeah.
It looked good.
It's good. It's good. I like to. I'll cut little slices. Yeah, because you get that effect. It's great. Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
bake cookies, all kinds of stuff on that pizza stone.
Really?
Yeah, my mom
Yeah.
uses it for cookies all the time.
All right, so karaoke and then pizza stone. All right, guys, we got our night planned out, dude.
Dude, I mean, okay, it is a good little secret that people don't know about.
Pizza Stone.
The Pizza Stone.
Pizza Stone.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah. That's
Karaoke. People know about karaoke.
People know about karaoke.
Before I did stand up, I was in Chantel and I had gone to Sedona with her family. And it was literally, we went to Sedona 2 weeks before that. I had started going to the open mics, the Buddy System open mics.
Yeah.
And I was just audience, like just checking it out. And we went to a bar in Sedona to have like a late night bite. Mm-hmm. And they were doing karaoke. And she's like, you should do it. You should do it if you want to get on stage when we get back. This is a good way to get your toes. I couldn't fucking do it, dude.
You didn't do it then?
I couldn't do it. I was just so scared. And I was like, and then that's when I felt like a big poon, like a big puss, because I was like, if you can't do it, I don't live there. Yeah. You know, like if I did it and I sucked, I don't have to go back.
Yeah, you never have to see these people again. But yeah, it's one of those things. You weren't ready. The force wasn't. You weren't ready. You know, like it's cool. You're killing it now, though. By the way, I like watching your set. It's always really good. Yeah, I like how dark it is, but funny. Like you're.
I try to be dark and silly at the same time.
It's so good. Yeah, it works.
Thanks,
you
man.
played
I
off
appreciate
well.
it.
No, of
Thanks.
course. Yeah.
I think being a girl helps sometimes. It helps me get away with it. I look sweet, and then they're like, "She said what?"
Yeah, take any advantage you can. Absolutely, any magic you have, use that shit, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Do
you consume a lot of comedy?
Somewhat. Yeah, I'm not like super. I have friends that are just like, "Have you heard this new guy?" I'm like, but I do. Like there's some guys I've been listening to a lot. Like Hampton Yount is one my buddy turned me on to really recently. He's good. But yeah.
Are you like Joe Rogan special? I got to listen to it just for educational purposes, or? Yeah,
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm about to watch it for that reason. Like I was a fan of his early stuff, like Flying Monkeys in Space and Shiny Happy Jihad. Like those are old specials. But
I think the Shining Happy Jihad one is probably the bits that I always reference back. I'm like, those bits were funny. Yeah, because that's the one with the 72 virgins bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
That bit's so fucking funny.
He had some good stuff back in the day. So it's like he was he earned his title, man. Like he's good. He's a dick now, but whatever. but we'll always have Shiny Happy.
At least we can agree to an extent on that one.
Yeah.
But for me, I just think that people give him too much power. I think he's just a goofus with the podcast, and people take him too seriously.
Yeah, that's one thing I absolutely agree with. Just the people they're like just looking for anybody to just kind of just fall under and kind of just listen to, and like, yeah, he's got some qualities about him, but it's like, dude, yeah.
I don't think he's a bad dude. I just don't think that he needs to be dictating everybody's thought processes on a lot of things.
Yeah,
he doesn't dictate it. It's just unfortunately people are so stupid they listen wholeheartedly.
Yeah. He's not like purposely dictating. That's how people are taking it because they're dumb.
Yeah, no, I can't. Like I try to listen to it. Like I'm not a fan. It's just he does all the commercials up front, which I get. You can just skip past it, but then gets to the MMA or hunting stuff, I'm just like, I don't know.
I like some of his more philosophical conversations. Some of his podcasts I'll check in every once in a while if he has a cool guest. But usually it's just for what's happening here.
Yeah,
I dork out about it like that. Like I listen to his special just because, like, again, I'm like, comedian that's well known came out with a special. I'll listen to it just to see like what people are talking about. I was a little bummed out that it was about like COVID and trans stuff still. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, not because it's like I don't think it's funny. I just think it's boring now. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Especially COVID. Yeah, I mean, just both of those subjects. Absolutely, like
just kind of boring.
Yeah, it's been done. Like it's been played out already. We get it.
And if you're not going to give me the most unique point of view, don't give me one at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I'm a big nerd like that. I like to consume a lot of comedy too. I like to go watch shows and do stuff like that.
Yeah, I need to get out to more live shows, especially where the heart of all of it really right there. But I consume. I dabble. I dabble.
Hell yeah, dude. Juan, thank you for being here.
Of course.
I appreciate you coming out.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I'm excited to hear the terrible cremation story on our second episode. I wrote that. I typed that down. Are you willing to tell us it now? Or is it part two?
A brief summary.
All right, do it.
I cremated the wrong body one time. Like, worst case scenario. But it was like it all happened under like it was meant to happen. We got description. There's nothing we can do to do it. It is what it is. We move on now. And we got description of the person, and like it matched the description to a T, even to like down to a scar. I was like, and they were like, so like this is the person, almost his exact same name, but it was just like a mild, and then so person went in the oven, and then like unfortunately a third party company like to donate the body to science, so people you can chop them up and whatnot. They came to pick up the body. They're like, hey, I can't find this body, but there's another one by this other name. As soon as he said that, I was just like, my heart dropped, and I was like, oh my god, like, and I started crying right then, and then I was like, oh my god. But yeah.
Did you just donate that other? I mean, the people with the ashes, they're not going to tell the difference.
Right, just take that one. It's fine. Quick fix for you here. There's like
switch a toe tag real quick. You're like, okay, we're good. Damn, man. I'm sorry. That's hard. We've all messed up at work, but that seems like a hard one to swallow.
I was like, but at least the family, we explained it. They kind of understood. Thankfully, there was no viewing because I haven't had those. That happens where like there's supposed to be a viewing and everything, and they cremated them beforehand. So it's like. Thankfully, it wasn't that big of a mistake.
Oh, thank God. Dude, Juan, tell the people where to find you.
You can find me mostly on Instagram, Juan_CS, spelled CIAS. I'm on there a lot. I need to start the TikToks. And I need to start dancing and whatnot for the people.
Hey.
But I don't have one.
Make the bodies dance at work.
Right, like the little cat videos and shit. Just make
it could be a viral.
It's not bad, actually.
And I'll throw it in. You could also find him at 3 Iron Brew on Thursday night, 7
p.m.
That's it.
Thank you. Oh, my God. Mic. You're better than a host than I am. Thank you.
Well, no, that's your mic, man. You and Adrian, you guys run it's a fun mic.
Thank you.
The food, the pizza's good. The beer is good. The environment is great. And it's dog friendly. It's the first place my 2 dogs went and saw me do stand-up comedy.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I got to meet the dogs. They were beautiful.
Yeah, they're sweet. They're sweet girls.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.